they kind of got spider web stuff, don't they, in the lungs? You know, we got a lot of lines in here, a lot of spider web reticulation. And we have one other little item here that we've talked about before. You see the little short guys right here?
Curly lines.
There, yep, curlies. There's a few over here. Also, we can see some right here, right here. Remember, right behind the sternum is another good area. And of course, Curley described these back in the 1930s. And although he described 3 sets of lines, the best ones for looking at are the B lines, aren't they? Those are the easiest ones to look for. They're out near the chest wall. A lines are too difficult to look at. C lines probably don't exist, so we look for the B's. The B's, remember what Curley lines do. They confirm that it's an interstitial pattern. That's the first thing they do. And it's pulmonary edema usually, but only interstitial edema. Curly lines are only with interstitial edema. Once a patient gets, you know, remember the butterfly shadow, which is then airspace edema, they lose the curly lines because it tends to decompress the interstitium, and then the curly lines tend to go away. So it's only with interstitial edema. But interstitial edema has lots of causes. It can be circulatory related, it can be related to venous hypertension, but it can also be from lymph slowdown. Remember when we talked about lymph mets in the tumor section? Lymph mets slows down Big Orange. Big Orange, remember? It slows down the lymph absorption. And even though they may be leaking normally, if you slow down the lymph absorption, they still get pulmonary edema. You can speed up the leakage or slow down the absorption, you end in the same place. If it's supposed to be equal, you increase the leakage, you get pulmonary edema. Or slow down the lymph absorption, you're in the same place. It's just either here or here, but it's the same thing. So all this tells us is all this is interstitial, and it's probably pulmonary edema because we've got curly lines. Then it's a matter of trying to determine what the edema is coming from. So that patient's got pulmonary edema.